In this video, we are going to talk about Jyeshtha Nakshatra's Padas, Symbolism, Deity, and more. So keep watching. And if you want to learn Vedic astrology step by step, join me on 33 days Vedic astrology bootcamp. Link is in the description. You will have lifetime access. Jyeshtha Nakshatra ranges from 16 degrees 40 minutes to the 30 degrees of the Scorpio. Okay, the complete Jyeshtha Nakshatra is in the Scorpio. Jyeshtha Nakshatra is Dasha ruled by Mercury. So when you have moon is in the Jyeshtha Nakshatra, your Dasha sequence will start with Mercury. In the early period of your life, in childhood, you will have Mercury Mahadasha. Let's talk about the symbolism associated with this nakshatra. Symbolism associated with this nakshatra is umbrella and earrings. Okay, so it shows respect, status, protection, and about authority. Jyeshtha Nakshatra is about the power, respect, and authority. These are the three words really associated with Jyeshtha. The real meaning of the word Jyeshtha is elder or the superior one. And do you remember the story of Prajapati? He has 27 daughters. Those are the nakshatras. In fact, he has 33 daughters, but still nakshatras are 27. And Jyeshtha Nakshatra is the eldest sister. Okay, so the symbolism associated with this is umbrella. And what do you think about umbrella? When you think about umbrella, you always see the protection and influence, right? You will often see umbrella. You will often see umbrella on the king's head, on his throne. You will see the umbrella. It shows that, okay, you are under me. You are protected. I will take care of you. You are surrendering to me. Okay. So this is a kingly symbolism associated with the Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Along with that, it also shows taking care of the people, taking care of those who are underprivileged with umbrella. Now, let's talk about the deity. Deity associated with the Jyeshtha Nakshatra is Indra. Yes, we have talked about this deity in Vishakha, wherein it was Indra and Agni, but in Jyeshtha, it is more of Indra. Okay, and you will hear a lot of stories about Indra, that he is always insecure. He is the god of the god, but he is not secure about his Indrapad. He is not secure about his throne as an Indra. Indra is a god of the god. So he is always insecure and asking help to Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, and he wants to keep his Indra status. Okay, so insecurity is one of the key characteristic of Jyeshtha with this deity. Another significance of this is the Indra has a lot of energy because he has consumed the soma. Okay, so Jyeshtha Nakshatra people will have strength, will have energy to follow their material path. Okay, and here's the thing about the Jyeshtha. You will see that all these nakshatras from Magha to Hasta, Chitra, and Vishakha, and now it's Jyeshtha. These are the nakshatras which are all about the material advancement of a person. So if you have more and more planet placed into these nakshatras, you will feel that you are driven towards achieving your material growth. So these are the nakshatras which is all about the material growth. Okay, and now we are at the peak of it. This is the nakshatra which has the last 4 padas. Remember, there are cycles of the soul evolution with nakshatra, right? When you have nakshatra pada Aries, right? And now we are heading towards the last 4 padas of the nakshatra. Okay, so this is the end of one of the cycle of material growth. Now, let's talk about the nature of Jyeshtha Nakshatra. First thing which comes to my mind when I think of Jyeshtha is superiority complex. These people think they are superior to others, and to some extent that is true. But they have to be careful not to become egoistic with this. and not to look down upon others. Another thing about Jyeshtha Nakshatra is they are all about energy, and they are very close to the universal power. Okay, remember we talked about the umbrella and earring. Jyeshtha Nakshatra is the nakshatra which is about the forces which are close to the universal forces, forces which are very close to the supreme forces. What are those forces? In real time or in real life, let's look at universe as a government. So government is the guiding force. Government takes decision, takes care of the subjects, and brings in rules, regulations, provides the facilities, right? So in a way, universe is like a government, but Jyeshtha Nakshatra is like a military or police, which is very close to government, which is helping other people, which is protecting those who are underprivileged. Okay, this is the closest example I could give to the Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Okay, another thing about Jyeshtha Nakshatra is, remember when we talked about the Rohini Nakshatra, we talked about the jealousy about the Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Okay, so these people on the downside, Jyeshtha Nakshatra people has to be careful not to get jealous about other people. Okay, jealousy can bring them on the lower planes. So if you have any particular person, especially with the Rohini Nakshatra person, if you are a Jyeshtha Nakshatra person, and if you are connected with the Rohini Nakshatra people, through any combination, be it your father, your parents, your son, anybody, don't fall for jealousy. So yes, do you remember the story of Jyeshtha Nakshatra when we talked about the Rohini Nakshatra? Rohini was the most favorite wife of Moon, and that's why Jyeshtha was jealous of her. Okay, so if you have any person who is Rohini Nakshatra in your life, you have to stay away from them and not to get jealous about them. Okay, this will help you. This will help you more than Rohini person. This will help you not to get involved into the lower qualities of the life, with jealousy and regret. Right? You don't want to get in there. So stay away from these people. The greatest transformation will come through the occult and spiritual practices. Remember, the deity Indra always has to do the tapasya to retain his status as Indra. He is always doing some sort of spiritual or occult practices to stay as an Indra. He's doing Havan. He's praying Lord Brahma. He's doing all sorts of things, right? So all the occult practices, spiritual practices are important for Jyeshtha Nakshatra to become successful and work on a higher plane. Let's talk about the Padas of Jyeshtha Nakshatra. The first Pada of the Jyeshtha Nakshatra ranges from 16 degrees 40 minutes to the 20 degrees and goes into the Sagittarius Navamsha. Sagittarius Navamsha is all about the optimism, expansion, virtues, and ethics and higher values. So these people are spirited and all about the thoughts which are higher than themselves. They always want to follow the higher ideals. No planet gets debilitated or exalted here, but all the planet comes into the fiery sign. So Sun, Mars, Jupiter will do excellent job into the first Pada of the Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Second Pada of Jyeshtha Nakshatra ranges from 20 degrees to the 23 degrees 20 minutes and goes into the Capricorn Navamsha. Now, in a Capricorn Navamsha, it shows the practical side of the Jyeshtha. It is all about the continuous efforts to improve their finances, to improve their financial status in life. Remember, we talked about the material growth of these nakshatras from Magha to Jyeshtha. We have come to the apex of it. We have come to the extremes of it. So Jyeshtha is all about material growth as well. Third Pada of the Jyeshtha Nakshatra ranges from 23 degrees 20 minutes to the 26 degrees 40 minutes and goes into the Aquarius Navamsha. Aquarius is a humanitarian sign. Aquarius sign, there are two things about Aquarius sign. It is the sign which is about letting go, and is the sign which is about the humanitarian efforts. So when you have Jyeshtha Nakshatra, any planet placed into the third nakshatra, third pada, it shows that you will have a bigger picture. You will have higher ideals to help those who are underprivileged, those who are not able to take care of themselves, right? You are powerful, they are not able to take care of themselves, and you will help them. You will help them sustain, grow, and fight back. This is also the pada ruled by Saturn. So Saturn and Rahu will do great job in this pada, because in D1, in the nakshatra itself, it is into the intense sign of Scorpio. Now it goes into the Aquarius pada. Saturn and Rahu will love that. They will have that airy element which they love to explore, right? Fourth pada of Jyeshtha Nakshatra ranges from 26 degrees 40 minutes to the 30 degrees of the Scorpio and goes into the Pisces Navamsha. This is one of the most happening and challenging pada for Jyeshtha Nakshatra people, right? Here, Jupiter and Venus will get exalted, and Jupiter will be in its own sign. And remember, we talked about the Gandanta points. Gandanta points are the points when we are going towards the end of the watery element signs and moving into the fiery signs. So these last degrees of the Jyeshtha Nakshatra, which is also the end of the Scorpio sign. So this is the Gandanta point. So when you have more and more planets placed in here, it shows that you will be going through the churning, the spiritual churning, to bring best out of yourself. And it may not be easy, but it is required for your soul's journey. Okay, so if you look it carefully, Venus is getting exalted. Jupiter is in its own sign. But Mercury, which is the planet of intellect, is getting debilitated here. And the planet of compassion, universal love, and wisdom, that is Venus and Jupiter, the both gurus, are getting exalted. So your gurus will help you to get through this challenging positions. Count on Venus, count on love, compassion, and not on jealousy. Okay, so yes, this was Jyeshtha Nakshatra, as much as I could hold, grasp, and share with you guys. If you want to learn more about Vedic astrology, these two videos on your screen will help you to deep dive into Vedic astrology, sending you tons of positive energy, sending you high vibes. See you in the next videos. Love and peace.